Hey guys, welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's get moving and exploring Alushinyrra now. To the port. Do we want to do that? Maybe not yet. Okay, Alushinyrra is interesting because as you turn the direction of your perspective, it changes some of the buildings and terrain and that sort of stuff, so it can get a bit confusing. In this strange abyssal realm, space itself sometimes behaves in weird and unexpected ways. By turning the camera south, north, east, or west, you can change the city around you, opening new paths. There we go. There's a chest up here. We need a teleport spell. I think someone had a Wand of Dimension door.
I'm always open to ideas.
There we go. Let's give it to Camellia. Can Camellia actually use it? Yes. Oh, okay. We only have 10 charges. Yeah, alright. We won't use it just yet. It's 10 charges, which means we have very limited uses of it.
Worthy of praise.
Okay, there we go. The abyss is chaos and everything in it is constantly changing in both appearance and nature. Even the architecture of the city is in constant motion. This is the guiding principle of its design. Okay. I guess we can go up here. Oh, it's down here, right. That's where we came in from. I was wondering what that portal was for, or that zone exit. Where are we now? Things to see in Alushinyrra, okay. Let's go into the tavern. We definitely want to do that. Okay. Well, at least someone saved on the disintegrate trap, which was a bit nasty. Okay. I think this is a waypoint portal zone. Yep. Okay. Familiar face. This halfling with his horribly burned face and crimson whiteless eyes looks strangely familiar. After a moment's recollection, you remember his features. This is the sobbing man who stumbled into a nest of Vescivores and lost his sight as a result. Luckily for him, you arrived just in time to pull him out of that ditch, only for him to end up in an even more dangerous and sinister place. Don't you recognize me? I saved you from the Vescivores. For a few seconds, the halfling is silent, stunned, and then exclaims in excitement. From one eerie eye, a single bloody tear appears, out of sheer emotion perhaps. I thought your voice was familiar, but for the life of me I just couldn't remember where I'd heard it. So it was you. What a surprise. What a joy. I thought I was a goner. And then you grabbed me by my skivvies and snatched me out of the claws of death. I never had the chance to repay you. When I came to, I looked around and there were crusaders everywhere. My first thought was that they got me. They'd caught up to me, those pious dogs. I hadn't noticed that I was unbound and unguarded till later when I took off running. I wasn't right in the head, you see. I had a nasty fever and I didn't even get the chance to meet my savior, but not this time. I'm not going anywhere. Here, take it. This is for old Sam Crow the scoundrel who still lives and breathes instead of lying dead in that blasted canyon. What's wrong with your eyes? I thought I healed you. The Vescivores left some crap behind. Some kind of acidic slime, or maybe those wretches laid their eggs, I don't know. Whatever it was, on the 7th day my left eye went dim, and on the 9th some sort of shadow spawned in my right one. It kept wriggling in there. A healer in the battle bliss cut out my old eyes and sewed these in instead. Now I can see in pitch darkness and tell differences in temperature and do a bunch of other stuff. A master of his craft, that healer was. Ruthless though. How did you end up in the crevice? As soon as those crusaders started mopping up our forces in Canabras, I knew it was time to split. Them Eagle Watch interrogators snooping around everywhere asking questions. Just how did Baphomet cultists get into the city with such ease before the attack? You know, half our agents are scholars, not spies. Catch one and he'll rat out the rest, so I was out of there in an instant and on my way back to my mates. I wish I could have found a proper guide though, so I wouldn't have fallen into that Vescivore nest. Why were you scared of the Crusaders? As I was legging it away from Canabras, I just couldn't shake the image of the gallows they'd hang me from for treason and all that. You wouldn't believe all the stunts I pulled off. I smuggled Lady Monago's letters into the city, hid cultists under the guise of merchants' guards in my own home, brought Faxon into the Tower of Estrad, did some research on the Blackwing Library for Lord Xanthir. Who showed the demons where the Crusader barracks were on the first night? Me. They were all cut down, unarmoured and half asleep. When the resistance gathered at the Defender's hut, who was it that found out and told the demons about it? Me again. The whole thing hinged on messengers and spies like me. That's why the Crusaders would have gladly hung me if I were caught. You scum. So many good folks died because of filth like you. Seela clenches her fist, her eyes burning with rage. Hey, has she lost it or something? Get this lunatic away from me. She'll hurt me. Why work for the demons? All for wizardly knowledge. I've always been curious to a fault, especially when it comes to magic. Once I was allowed wizards' books, there was no stopping me, so I met a guy who let me read a whole bunch of banned books. It wasn't until later that I found out that he was an apprentice of Xanthir the Plagued One himself. Now that one knows a lot, so I asked to be the Plagued One's apprentice too. That's how I chose my side. What are you doing in the abyss? The halfling gives you a sly smile which looks rather creepy with his red eyes. Same thing, you are hiding. You're one of us Baphomet agents too, right? Why else would you hole up in this dump with me instead of fighting over on Golarion? I have a keen eye, hehe, and I can spot a fellow cultist from a mile away. Sam Crow grins smugly, clearly proud of his own insight. Alright, we'll let him be for now. Let's see if there's more to our interactions as the game goes on. You take care now, and remember, this is no Golarion. Things are tougher here. Very interesting. We did get that item. +4 Flaming Burst Quarterstaff grants his wielder +2 bonus on attack rolls and to caster level for all evocation schools. Okay, that's pretty nice. Ledger, okay. Right, let's talk to Mielera. Greeting you with a nod is a middle-aged sorceress with short dark hair, skinny face, and prominent cheekbones that bring to mind images of predatory birds. Despite the dark circles under her eyes and her overall worn-out look, her voice sounds friendly and welcoming. Hey, you're no local, are you? Have you come from Golarion? That makes us fellow countrymen, since I hail from Absalom. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Magister Mielera, a certified specialist in resolving magic-related issues and the captain of an airship called Starcatcher III. What's a sorceress from Absalom doing in this rat hole in the middle of the abyss? For a couple of seconds, the woman's gaze grows distant, and a bitter expression appears on her face before quickly fading. I suppose you could say that I'm trying to cheat my own fate. In the current stage of my life, the Abyss seems like the best port to call home for me. There aren't a lot of experienced and at the same time trustworthy captains around here, so I never sit idle. You seem honest. How do you manage to survive in this place? Frowning a little, Mielora crosses her arms in a resolute gesture. I see what you're getting at. You're asking how a captain who doesn't grab everything that isn't bolted down, a captain that doesn't steal cargo, and doesn't throw passengers overboard, how can they survive surrounded by a gang of bloody pirates? My answer is simple. My principles protect me. I strictly follow the unwritten aeronaut code. I never ignore those in distress, I never attack other vessels, and I honor the integrity of the cargo that I am entrusted with. Maybe I look like an idiot to the other captains, but I don't care. My doggedness earns their respect, even if it also provokes their ire. Besides, they know that I'm stubborn and I'll defend myself to the very end. I suppose that's the real reason why they haven't slit my throat and seized my ship yet. I'd like to know more about you and your ship. I can understand your curiosity. You won't find another ship like the Starcatcher III in the Abyss. Actually, captains like me are a rarity here as well, for obvious reasons. Who works on your ship? I handpick my crew personally and extremely meticulously. I try to recruit those who are not completely corrupted by the prevailing customs of this place, let's put it that way. Even here there's a chance, a rare one, but still a chance, to meet a mortal with a good heart, someone who, though poisoned by this malicious environment, is not yet beyond redemption. I do my best to help these people, and if I'm successful, I give them enough gold so they can relocate to some other plane, then I send them on their way. I hope that this way I'll be able to save at least some decent souls. Alas, in this case, failures come much more often than successes. So to protect my good-hearted but corrupted crew from making irreversible mistakes, I have to rely on some spells. With a smile, Mielora taps her finger against her temple. I call it disciplinary thought correction. Fair enough. Starcatcher III, so there was a first and a second. The cheerful smile of the sorceress fades away. The second crashed on the rocks of Alushinyrra. We were sailing over Mara Island when a mutiny broke out. It's an evil place where discord and hostility fill the air like a noxious miasma. A part of the crew tried to seize the ship, the others remained loyal to me, and a massacre ensued. Defending myself, I had to fight my friends till I was the last one standing, the last survivor, all by myself. I barely managed to guide my ship to Alushinyrra, but when I was bringing her in to land, the rocks tore into her like a fishmonger gutting a fish. The second was irreparably damaged. As for me, I escaped with a couple of bruises and a chipped tooth. As for the first, it was because of her that I decided to settle in the Abyss. How'd you wind up here? The face of the sorceress becomes grim. Her words seem to come from somewhere cold and remote, as if from the grave. I was once a member of the Arcana Miriam, the most prestigious magic academy in Absalom. Back then I was a captain too, and I delivered special cargo and passengers at my colleagues' requests. I'd been assigned to a risky and extremely important rescue mission on the plain of Abaddon. I had to rescue a group of Pathfinders who had gotten into hot water there. I literally ripped them out of the claws of the grave dragger, the herald of Xiphus, the god of accidental and pointless death. And that son of a bitch never forgave me for that show of disrespect. He put a curse on me. People around me started dying, both those I cared about and those I'd never even heard of. News of horrible, pointless and tragic accidents that cut lives unnaturally short followed me wherever I went. But nothing happened to me. I managed to get out of trouble, any trouble, without a scratch. Even when violence raged all around, I tried to get rid of my curse, but no one could lift it. Soon after that, the first was wrecked in a terrible storm. Then I decided to go into voluntary exile and stay away from the planes where civility, mercy, and common sense are valued. Here in the Abyss, I can at least avoid mourning those whose lives are cut short due to my curse. Besides, the Abyss is insane and bloody enough even without me, so my cruel fate can add very little to this crazy whirlwind of aggression. Land listens to the tale with rapt attention without moving a single muscle and seemingly even forgetting to breathe. This is the first time I've seen a real captain. Tell me, how does it feel to... Wow. Land stops, unable to find the words. With a soft smile, Alushinyrra supplies the rest. To be an aeronaut? How can I describe it, lad? It's just the best job in the whole world. Alright, let's... Tell me about your ship. The third, as you can guess by her name, is not the first ship I have captained, but she is without a doubt the most technologically advanced, and she has been through the most amazing adventures. She's the most reliable and neat vessel you can find in the Midnight Isles. She and I, we've been through serious hardship more than once, but my ship has never failed me. Once the third even made a short raid to the Rift of Repose, the place where the souls of murdered demon lords slowly disintegrate, imprisoned inside crumbling stone sculptures. Plus, I should also note that the third has a unique reputation in these parts. She has never participated in pirate raids, never transported smuggled goods or slaves, never passed by other vehicles in distress without providing help, and never been in service to any of the demon lords. I can't think of any other ship in the Midnight Isles that enjoys such a good and honest reputation. Fair enough. I'm leaving now. Fair winds to you too. If you find yourself in need of an excellent airship and a skillful captain, just let me know. Very interesting. I suppose at some point, if we're going to escape Alushinyrra, maybe Alushinyrra will help out. A wrinkled demon with broken fangs and a missing eye stands before you. The eye socket is occupied by a large, squirming, multi-legged insect, yet it seems not to cause the demon any discomfort. He greets you with venom in his tone. Welcome to the bad luck. I'm Burgaz, the innkeeper. Our establishment upholds a high standard of service in that it's better to eat and drink here instead of a ditch. Sleep here at your own risk, drown the rest of your life in cheap swill, or purchase goods of the highest quality and dubious origin. We accept payment in gold and slaves. Dirty floor, terrible brews, a clientele of scoundrels, each one more dreadful than the last, and an innkeeper who's a crook and probably a creep. Perfect venue to celebrate our arrival in this god's-forsaken place. Who wants to keep me company and maybe even entertain the other patrons with a few Crusader songs? I doubt they've heard them before. You can count on me. We do not abandon our own. Let's find out what the locals here use to drown their sorrows. Surely it can't taste any worse than that mongrel liquor made from venomous spiders. Where can I find Nocticula? The demon goggles, then bursts into deafening laughter. Tiny bugs fly out of his maw. Wiping away bloody tears and giggling, he grabs a particularly nimble insect and tosses it back down his gullet. You can find her in the palace, mortal. The thing is, she won't just see anyone. The last person who had the nerve to show up uninvited now lives in the catacombs and everyone calls him Scrap. Care to guess why? I don't know who you think you are, but you will not be allowed on her doorstep unless she invites you herself. And to receive an invitation from Nocticula, you've got to be an influential and renowned figure in Alushinyrra, or you could do something to piss her off. Sometimes those two things are one and the same. Tell me the latest rumors. No problem, have a drink and we'll talk. 500 gold. No way. Not yet anyway. Show me your wares. The demon kicks open a large chest filled to the brim with all sorts of things. There are weapons and bloody clothing. It seems these items once belonged to visitors from many different worlds. Here you are. Have your gold ready. I don't offer credit. By the way, I have something unique I can offer only to you. A Nahindrian crystal. It holds incredible power. What's a Nahindrian crystal? You mean you haven't heard of them? But everyone in Alushinyrra talks about them non-stop. Well, listen, this lot of demons appeared and they were so strong you couldn't help but wonder how they acquired such power. And the strange thing is those same demons used to be common riffraff, but then they became, well, I don't know what they are, but whatever it is, it's strong. Rumor has it these supposed Nahindrian crystals are the source of their power. Nobody knows what they are or how to get them, but everyone wants one. The word has grown quite popular. These days everything is Nahidrian this and Nahidrian that, and no matter where you look. It's all hogwash and lies, of course, but my crystal is the real deal. Don't ask how I acquired it, that's my secret, but I could sell it to you. It's probably fake, keep it. The demon smiles venomously. It could be a fake, or it could be the best deal of your life. Only one way to find out, eh? Okay. The Nahidrian Crystal. +1 competence bonus to knowledge world skill checks, and there's not much else here. Alright, let's box sell our junk. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, who else is here? No one else really, other than... Oh, there is a red mask. Might chat with them. Get lost. I'm not looking for drinking companions, okay? Outside. Outside. Alright. The flow of lava rushing through Alushinyrra to the ocean originates from somewhere at the very top of the city. Okay, where are we now? Alright, we've moved from down here to up here. That's fine. The sounds around you fade and the world is plunged into eerie silence. Street noise never ceases in Alushinyrra, but even it has disappeared. You are surrounded by thick and impenetrable darkness from which 3 pairs of shimmering eyes observe you. A sibilant whisper reaches your ears. Explain yourself. You first. Courageous, brazen, incomprehensible, Nazirius. I'm Nazirius. I kill. The monster's whispered hiss sounds more like an icy blast of wind than human speech. It is impossible to say whether it is boasting, threatening, or simply stating a fact. Minago the Lilitu purchased your death. Incomprehensible. You are immortal. Killing you is easy. Why did she not kill you herself? Why me? A trap? An opportunity? An enigma? Nazirius, what are you? There was a Fey Lord, there was an opulent court, there was a court executioner. The Lord was generous, gave the gift of death to many. Everything is different now. The Lord is overthrown, the court is disbanded, the executioner is gone. Now I am here, peddling death. You realize you are facing an Anku. These evil creatures have control over shadows and often serve powerful Fey Lords as executioners and assassins. It's not surprising this creature makes a living in Alushinyrra as a killer for hire now that its master is gone. And yet this Anku looks unusual even for a Fey. The creature must have somehow become tied by blood to the demons during its journey through the abyss. Before us is a representative of the Fey class genus Anku. Born predators, just look at the sharp teeth and claws, the latter of which contains traces of cold iron, okay? It is unknown whether this is a genetic mutation or an artificial transformation during this individual's lifetime. Mr. Anku, would you be so kind as to submit one of your claws for scientific analysis? A piece of friendly advice, pipe down while you're still alive. The claws are my property. If you want them, then buy them. The price is my death. Ah, consent for an autopsy, even better. What are we waiting for? Baphomet punished Minago. She lost her powers. Now I understand. Minago is weak, weaker than the mortal. She bought your death. I will kill you, then I will kill her free of charge. I want to kill the Lilitu. Minago sent you to your death. I've laid waste to armies of demons. You cannot hope to overpower me. Minago is afraid of you. Why? Something is wrong. The monster lapses into puzzled silence. Minago is not a lord, just a client. The deal can be terminated, but there is a condition. Reputation. A cheated customer means a reputation. A ruined reputation. Kill Minago. No client, no contract, no problem. We have a deal. Where is she? A house in the lower city appears in your mind. Find her there. Come and kill her. The monster silently vanishes. Your ears are once again filled by the ceaseless din of Alushinyrra's streets. Okay, that was very interesting. Clearly, Minago has some issues, obviously with us, and it's pretty obvious why. What just got spotted? A trap. Where's this trap? I can't even see it.
Something over there.
Spots a trap. Spots loot. Okay. Don't think we can get up there just yet. Okay, what's this marker? Oh, that's Minago's hideout down there. Right, okay. A group of dirty beggars in tattered clothes have gathered around a handsome young man with messy dark hair. The crowd is clearly hostile, but he doesn't even seem to notice. He gives the beggars a charming smile, completely oblivious to the sharp sheaves glinting in their hands. The young man has a glove puppet on his hand, a dragon made of rags with buttons for eyes. He raises it up and begins to ventriloquize in a surprisingly deep voice. Hey you lousy parasites, who's in charge here? The young man lowers his puppet and beams cheerfully. He addresses the crowd normally in a warm, friendly voice. I would like to invite your leader to a romantic dinner with candles. I'll pay for everything, of course. Let's not interfere. The beggars whisper among themselves. You manage to catch a few snippets of their conversation. He's crazy, leave him be, and what if he bites you? Before the crowd disperses, the young man jots something down in his notebook. Interesting. I don't see geocotton anywhere, so I guess that's it, at least for now anyway. The sound of your footsteps startles the demon, and she gives you a baleful look. You have disturbed me, mortal. Why have you broken my solitude? On second thought, save your answers. Your reasons do not interest me. A boy of about 12 stands next to her. The boy examines his wrists, which are covered in strange, round scars that look like they may have come from suction cups. His inflamed skin, burning eyes, and general appearance suggest that demon blood runs through his veins. He lifts his gaze and gives you a long, sad look. Who are you? I am Zara the Grim, mortal worm, the most skillful explorer of the dark depths of Ishia. I learned from Master Willidus himself, the trusted mage of Our Lady in Shadow. One day I will surpass my master's skill and take his place. Everyone knows this, including Willidus himself, so next time you dare to address me, do so with respect if you'd like your head to remain on your shoulders. What are you doing? I'm listening to the ocean and waiting for this worthless whelp to recover enough strength to plunge back into Ishia's depths. What a shame that I cannot walk its paths myself. How ironic that the most coveted mysteries are revealed to the most pitiful of creatures. Mortals. Who is this boy? The demon gives an arrogant snort. Zorges is my son, the best of my offspring. He is helpful and obedient, which is the only reason I condescend to take care of this wretched creature. Are you alright, kid? The boy flinches as you speak to him. He looks at you with amazement, perhaps even fear, then his eyes dart to the demon. Mother, may I speak to him? The demon's voice holds suspicion and anger. Don't speak to the boy. What do you want with him? Are you plotting to steal him away? Be warned, if you lay a finger on him, you will regret it. What are you doing to your son? Tell me the truth. The demon frowns haughtily. Do you truly think I will answer you, worm? I grow ever more inclined to destroy you as well. Mother tells me to dive deep, to places where moonlight never reaches. Down there The boy stops, his words drowned out by the demon's angry hissing. Sorry, Mother, I won't say anymore. Champion, how could we allow this child to remain in the hands of this cruel creature? Normally I would say we have no right to deprive a child of their parents' love, but these creatures do not own love. What would you want for yourself, Zorges? What would I want? In the depths, nobody knows this word, want. And I wasn't taught it on the surface either. I know how to obey, dive, be quiet, but I don't know how to want. What can I want? Stop addressing my property, worm, or I'll pour the waters of Ishia down your throat and let the ocean's tiny mollusks devour you from the inside and turn you into their shell. How could a mother be so cruel to a child? So what if he's my blood? That's not why I feed and protect him. Little Zorges is valuable because his brothers and sisters died during my research. He's the only one who shows reliable, consistent results. You can only experiment on others with their consent. It is unprofessional to use underage children for this. This demon has violated the unspoken scientist code and must be severely punished. I will not let you torture this boy. I'm taking him away from you. The demon looks you over and the confidence in her eyes fades. She shrugs. You want to take the boy? I don't care, he's yours. I won't fight over a trifle like the life of some mortal spawn, especially since it's nearly exhausted its usefulness. Take him and do as you want with him. The boy you saved from his wicked mother gives you a look that is both sad and mature beyond his years. I sense a certain darkness within this youth hiding deep inside, yet he himself is not evil. His soul is pure and kind, as a child's soul should be. The boy is silent and focused, as if he too heard the voice of the hand, and he suddenly responds. Does this spirit speak the truth? Is there really darkness inside me? But how can I carry evil in me, yet not be evil? His gaze pierces you as if he wants to say something else, but reconsiders at the last moment. Please don't tell me we shall be traveling through the abyss with this creature. We chased away his mother, which is more than anyone else has done for him. I suggest we allow this boy to decide his own fate. Abandon him in the middle of the abyss. Do you have any idea what they'll do to a lone, helpless child? You are an adult and he's a child. It is your duty to take care of him and keep him safe. Oh, Iomade, was Horgus really such a bad father that you don't even understand this? Camellia looks past Sealer with contempt. He's a demon. I do understand he reminds you of the repulsive creature you were as an adolescent, but surely you do not intend to raise a spawn in the abyss to be a paladin of Iomade. How do you propose to do that? Will you teach him not to tear people apart and feed him blood from your breast instead of milk? He's done nothing wrong, and I do not sense evil within him, but if we abandon him to his fate, the abyss may prevail and sow darkness in his soul. Melia's voice is so quiet you can barely hear her. Perhaps that is exactly what he wants. Who are you? Mother named me Zorges. I'm a creature of her making, and until recently I was her creature in every way. I had many brothers and sisters, but none survived her research, so I was the only one left. Now that my mother is gone, I don't know who I am. Am I Zorges? But that name means nothing. It was whispered into my mother's ear by Ishia, so who am I? Tell me about your mother. Her name is Zara the Grim. She used to be a pauper, a diver who collected what Ishia had taken. The ocean has no floor, so she recovered whatever hadn't sunk too deep. But those bounties were as generous as Ishia is harsh. No one knows the ocean as well as she did. She knows the safe passages and she guides ships swimming at half speed so they don't fall behind. She is a child of Ishia. She was created in it. Her first cry burst from her lips the moment she broke the surface. But many centuries have passed since her incarnation. She's dark like Ishia, cruel like Ishia, powerful and uncompromising like Ishia, fertile and merciless toward her children like Ishia. What magical experiments did Zara perform on you? I'm too young and I don't know enough to judge them. We go to the shore, to Ishia. She'd feed me potions, then force me to dive deeper and deeper each time. By the time I was 8, I could dive so deep the water pressed on me from all sides and my body no longer wanted to ascend. I had to stay there as long as I could. Then I'd come up, my nose bleeding and sometimes my mouth and ears as well, even my eyes. The next day, Mother would make me drink a different potion, then send me down again. It was so dark down there. I could feel the touches of strange dark things. Sometimes their vibrations reached me as if they were communicating with me. On those days, I vomited black slime. I tried to hear their voices, but I never had enough time. Mother would be furious, beat me, brew me a new potion, then make me dive deeper, stay longer. The last time I spent 7 hours in the water, there were so many vibrations that enveloped me. I then realized I am neither food nor an enemy, though I have the blood of the enemy in my veins. What does it mean? I don't understand. It was a little boring, so I imagined I was a giant octopus floating in the deep waiting for prey. I'm afraid no one else will tell you more about me because you angered my mother and she's vindictive. A remarkable discovery, a pity I cannot include it in my encyclopedia as your mother obtained this knowledge in violation of professional ethics. I recommend that you visit any research institute in Absalom and demand lifelong compensation in exchange for this information. Send me a letter if you want me to vouch for you. So what are we going to do with you now? I'd rather not go home, and I have nowhere else to go. What do they do? Those who have nowhere to go. I don't know. Maybe I should live in Ishia. Champion, we have no right to leave him here by himself. He needs care, and fate has entrusted you with this child. I have faith that you will make the right choice. You will find refuge at my camp if you so choose. The boy nods solemnly. Thank you for not deciding for me, but granting me the right to choose. Others have not done this, and so I will accept your invitation. The little one is now safe in our care. Neither his cruel mother nor a remorseless kidnapper will cause him further harm. I'm glad we share a belief that children should not be victims of such evil. I'm certain young Zorges will be better off on Golarion. The Midnight Isles, the abyssal realm of Nocticula, can be found in Ishia, the great ocean of the abyss. Okay, very interesting. And we now have, well, I'm not sure if we have Zorges, but he's at our camp now. A sturdy door locked and covered with frightening carved pictures. Can we unlock it?
I am helpful.
Successful. Very nice. To the rotten guttery. Okay. A lot of loot, apparently. Okay, there's a trap here.
I hope you appreciate this.
Please be careful.
Alright, another trap.
Well, I am helpful. Am I not?
Hopefully this trap is guarding something valuable. Demon Slayer suit, okay. Feral charge. +4 speed composite shortbow has an animal companion or a similar creature. It is affected by a constant haste spell. Wow, okay, that's actually
Godspeed.
sounds quite strong. I guess there's nothing else in here.
Let us press on.
It sounds like that bow itself is worth it. Coming in here though. Okay, now where do we want to go? We'll leave all these loot points till a little bit later because I think we need the dimension door to get to those locations, and we have limits to how many we can cast at the moment. Since this exit took us out there, let's take this exit, and I'm hoping we'll get to a different section of the Alushinyrra. And yep, it seems that's exactly what happened. There are guards here. Oh, right, yeah. I remember this now. That's fine. Galabra Zoo, Law Religion. Ooh, Ember. Walking down a street in Alushinyrra, you see Ember. She's sitting on the ground surrounded by demons, shielding a scrawny Babao who looks like he's been beaten. Why are you doing this to him? You're hurting him. Hey you, little ragamuffin, we'll beat you up too. Who are you anyway? I'm just a mortal, weak and silly. Compared to you, I'm a mayfly. One moment I'm here, the next I'm gone. But you better listen to what I tell you because I've lived more than you have. Listen to it carefully. This might be the most important thing you hear in your entire lives. Yeah, right. We've always dreamed of listening to what a charred piece of meat has to say. The demon draws close to the girl and looks her over with contempt. What's with all the riddles? What do you mean you've lived more than us? It's very simple. I haven't lived very long, but I have friends. Those I can protect. Those who are glad to see me. There are many sad things, but I still know what happiness is. But you, beating, biting, fearing, hating each other, are you really happy? And if you aren't, is this any kind of life? So yeah, I've lived a lot, but you've spent centuries and centuries without really living. Bah, this mortal brat, this lump of meat is going to preach to us. The demon gives a predatory sniff, bends down and shows off his mouth filled with sharp teeth. You know what makes me happy? Gobbling up tasty pieces of meat like you. Ember looks at him serenely. She reaches out and strokes his horn head with her burned palm. Poor thing, you are so hurt and scared all the time. You feel a bit better for a while when you torture others and forget about your suffering. But is that really happiness? The demon recoils from her touch. There is a combination of surprise and terror on his fearsome face. Are you crazy or something? The demons stand around Ember. Their faces show caution and rapacious interest. It is clear that they are slightly afraid of the strange girl who shows no fear. But at the same time, they see no obvious threat. Ember, this demon is wounded. Words are all well and good, but let's help him. Oh, you're right. How embarrassing. There. Ember whispers a spell and the demon's wounds heal. The Babao jumps up and runs away from Ember and the demons who are beating him. Screw you. I owe you nothing. Of course you don't. Ember smiles serenely. I helped you for no reason, just because I wanted to. I hope you'll be alright. Ah, for no reason? You're stupid. No one does anything without a reason. She's a witch. Probably wants to sell us something. Some magic potions or herbs. Come on, show us. What do you have? What? No, I'm not selling anything. I just wanted to tell you how much you're missing. I mean, you're free. Freer than anyone in the world, but you use the freedom to make life miserable for yourself and everyone else. Just think how much happier you could be. Ember keeps preaching. The demons listen, occasionally interrupting with laughter and obscene jokes. Finally, they grow bored and walk away. They left. Do you think they understood anything? If anyone in the world can convince a demon to repent, it's you. Thank you, but it's not about me. There is kindness in every creature, even in demons. They just forgot about it for some reason. You know, I was thinking, I tried sending prayers to the demon lords and I tried talking to demons in the street, but one of the demon lords lives right here in this city. Not particular, right? What if I try to talk to her, not through prayer, but in person? You're gonna meet her sooner or later, aren't you? Please take me with you. I'm sure if we meet face to face like you and I are talking right now, I'll be able to convince her to stop being so mean. You'll take me to her, promise? Okay. I guess, yeah, this is the start of Ember's companion quest. Okay, we have to talk to Greybor as well, apparently.
I'm all done here.
The symbols inscribed on the wall belong to the language of the Titans, the first creations of the gods and themselves the creators of the sinister Demodans. Okay, I don't know what I'm meant to put in there. Anargo's hideout. Okay, don't think that's accessible from here.
We march ahead. I was successful in my search.
Okay, loot. Oh, we got another portal. Nexus. Okay. Doesn't look like we can go back to the tavern. Let's turn around. I think we can get access to this building this way. Yep. Oh, Geocott is in here now. A handsome young man with tousled black hair strolls casually toward the demon surgeon. O master of stitches, artist of the scalpel and genius of the surgical profession, tell me, is your heart free? The young man has a glove puppet on his hand, a dragon made of rags with buttons for eyes. He raises it up and begins to ventriloquize loudly. Also, do you have an hour of free time tonight? How about a romantic dinner? Watch in silence. No, I would not say that my heart is free. Right now it contains 3 copper rods, 200 grams of enchanted quicksilver, and a fair dose of Lamia liver extract. He pauses and gives the young man an appraising glance, but I could give you an hour or 2 of my time for something other than dinner. Has anyone ever told you that you have beautiful smooth skin? I happen to be in need of some. The young man deftly steps aside to avoid the demon's outstretched claws. He jots something down in his notebook. Okay, I think there's something going on with Geocott. I don't know if we should follow him or not, but looks like he's leaving the place. Arena healer Zeklex. A stern but tired-looking tiefling observes you politely. His clothes look expensive but tasteful. He's carrying a large bag, and every once in a while it moves and twitches as if something is inside. Welcome to the Battle Bliss Arena. My name is Zeklex. I'm the arena steward. Mangaleth is the master of the arena, but I help him manage its affairs. You look like you're new here. Did you come to spectate the fights or to participate in them? The tiefling has a surprisingly open and honest face. After all these demons, he looks strangely normal. The tiefling looks you up and down with the calm professionalism of a person doing an unpleasant job with diligence. It is unusual to see a master of divine magic in the arena, but unusual is good. It will set you apart and make you famous. Ermangaleth. I remember a demon called Ermangaleth. He was a vile, cunning murderer. He had a way with words that was just as deadly as his skill in battle. There's a rustling sound from within the tiefling's bag, and an imp peeks his head out to look at you. He has large drooping ears and stares at you with his huge unblinking eyes. Then, as if suddenly shy, he darts back into the bag and vanishes from sight. I have to go. I think we'll come back to this a bit later. Zeklex bows respectfully. From the depths of his bag, you see the glint of large, curious, round eyes. Okay. A demon in a blood-spattered apron fussily shoves a few foul-looking chunks of flesh into his apron pockets. His fingers are fitted with horrible steel claws, and you hear the unpleasant sound of metal on metal as he slides them against one another like scissors. He looks up in your direction with an insane grin, and his voice makes your skin crawl. Are you one of the gladiators? Do you need a healer? Or are you here because you want to become more powerful? The demon inspects Lan closely. Oh, what a curious specimen. Whose stitch you are? That's an interesting horn, and those scales. Look how they reflect the light. How much reptile is there inside of you? Can you climb walls or detect the changes of temperature outside? If I cut off your hand, will it grow back? The demon's clawed hand reaches toward Lan seemingly of their own accord. I'm almost certain it won't grow again, but what about you? I hope your hands grow back, because if you don't keep them off me, you'll need a new pair. Who are you? I'm the most important person in the Battle Bliss. I'm a healer, or as they call me, a stitcher. They drag those poor bleeding fools from the arena so I can stitch them back together piece by piece. And I do mean that quite literally, since most of them are in pieces by the time they get to me. At first, I simply reattach the severed limbs of wounded fighters. Now, however, my methods are far more interesting. Someone from Nocticula's inner circle taught me the secret of grafting flesh. By combining the flesh of different gladiators, I create the strongest, craftiest, most talented fighters. Oh yes, in these chambers, invincible gladiators are born. I'm so close to achieving perfection. Soon my methods will produce better results than Nihindrian crystals. The cleric wrinkles his nose in disgust. He seems offended. This is not healing, it's some heinous mockery of it. A healer should restore a body to its natural and healthy state instead of turning it into something disgusting. Nihindrian crystals? Nihindrian crystals are something of a legend here in Alushinyrra. Almost no one knows what they actually are or how to get their hands on them. It all started with a few demons here in the city. These demons suddenly became very powerful in a very short period of time. Their transformation happened almost overnight. According to the rumors, these demons received their incredible powers from Nihindrian crystals. Now all of Alushinyrra is crazy for them. They're all anyone talks about these days, and all the merchants know that if you call your goods Nihindrian, you can easily double the initial price of your wares. Okay, I have to go. That is quite interesting. Let's head outside. Okay, is Geocot out here? Babal Eliminator. Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting to happen. Let's get our buffs up. And let's get into the fight. Let's use Storm of Justice.
Redemption! Did you see that?
Oh, combat is done. Right, okay. Oh, Deadeye. Interesting. Okay. Composite longbow. Wielder of this +4 axiomatic composite longbow lands first hit in a round against an enemy more than 30 feet away. They suffer -2 penalty to AC. Okay. Signs on the wall indicate that a drug merchant can be found here in the Abyss. There are many poisons that can plunge mortals and even demons into nightmares. Alright.
Our path leads on.
Okay, let's head back to Nexus. Oh, okay, so we still can't use the we need the coins to be able to go to the specific locations.
I will guide us.
Fair enough. Let's talk to Greyball then. Where is he? Oh, he's down here. Greyball gives a sly smile as he lights his pipe. The excited glint in his eyes betrays his impatience to share some news with you. Finally, he can contain himself no longer. Interesting news has reached my ears, Stooge. There has been talk among the more disreputable citizens of Alushinyrra that someone is hiring the most vicious thugs and cutthroats to kill a certain Willidus. A familiar name, isn't it? I strongly suspect that this is the same Willidus who set me up during the assassination of Darazan. I'd call that a fortuitous coincidence. How did you obtain this information? Greyball sounds offended. I'm an assassin. If I didn't know how to tame rumors, I'd be out of work. I've visited a few taverns, including a place called Bad Luck. It's a real cesspool, and information flows into it from all over the city. I was approached by someone who was looking for thugs to hire. He was the one who told me everything. I would have found out more if I had talked to him longer, but after he called me a bloody lava, he needed the dentist, and I needed a new mug of beer. Who is this Willidus? Greyball takes a slow, thoughtful draw from his pipe and then answers in a business-like manner. Here's what I know about our prey. He is a demon and a wizard powerful enough to enjoy high status in this city. Lately, he surrounded himself with a small army of mercenaries, but they are mere thugs who lack the skills of professional bodyguards. Ever since Willidus found out about the bounty on his head, he hasn't left his mansion. I suspect it's full of traps. I wouldn't underestimate the danger facing Willidus. They were looking for real daredevils to bring him down, which means this whole business is almost certainly risky, maybe even suicidal. Who wants Willidus dead? An anonymous entity who apparently has more brains than Willidus and is smart enough to keep his name a secret from his employees. I bet it is one of the Descarites. Darazan was one of Descari's lackeys after all, and even though internal strife never ends with that snake pit, they always team up against external threats. And what do you suggest? I'll be damned if I let a bunch of incompetent thugs get to him before me. No, first I must have a little chat with Willidus, and then they can do whatever they want with him. How about we leave those hapless goons in the dust and visit Willidus's mansion first? Sounds like an exciting challenge, doesn't it? Do you want to kill him? Not necessarily. Perhaps I'd rather have the full weight of compensation in gold, and yet the longer my vengeance is delayed, the stronger my desire grows to collect his debt in another way. How do we find him? His mansion is in the upper city. It's called the House of Wicked Knowledge. I'm not sure how wicked his knowledge is exactly, but he is truly wicked when it comes to business agreements. Alright, let's pay him a visit. Excellent. I think that conversation will involve some good old-fashioned violence. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to end the episode. We've done some exploring of... I think it's the lower city. I'm actually not entirely sure, but we've done some exploring of the first area we get access to. I recall that we have a way to get to the port, so we might do that, because I think the port has a bunch of stuff that we definitely want to get access to. And we also found the Battle Bliss Arena, which should be interesting to take part in. It seems we need to build up enough reputation to get Nocticular to grant us an audience, so the arena seems like a logical first step if we can gain a bit of a rep fighting whatever the healer has stitched up for the gladiator fight. So that's something that we might get to in the next episode, but I still think the priority is to get to port and find some, as I recall, there should be some really nice weapons and other gear, so that's the first priority before we go out to pick fights with anyone here. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.